He heals all your brokenness. He redeems your life from the pit. Crowns you with mercy, crowns you with love. Slow to anger, rich in love. His compassion rises like the sun from the heavens, high above. Great is his love for everyone. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. Every heart be given him praise. As far as the east from the west, he has carried my sins away. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. Let his mercy cover the night. From everlasting to everlasting, his kingdom rules in light. Justice for all who are oppressed. He made his ways known to Moses, his acts to the children of Israel. As a father has compassion on the children that he loves, so the Lord shows compassion to the ones who fear his name. He remembers our days are like the grass, but his mercy never fades. His faithfulness will last. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. Every heart be given him praise. As far as the east from the west, he has carried my sins away. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. Let his mercy cover the night. From everlasting to everlasting, his kingdom rules in light.
I will sing of mercy and justice. To you, O Lord, I'll make my song. I'll walk within my house.
Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, everyone. What's up? What's up? I don't trade gold. I invest in gold. Morning, Soli, Ted, Tiziana, Caxton. Good morning, Money, Kyle, Jose. Good morning. Wawa. Good morning. Corey, what's up? How you doing? We're going to get started here. We'll do our analysis here in a little bit. We'll let people kind of filter in here. We'll just chat, hang out a little bit. Beef, Patty, what's up? How you doing? How's you guys trading yesterday? Like I told you, I ended up ending the day on a loss yesterday. The market had a nice comeback, and guess what we hit? Guess what we ran into? Guess what we hit? Yes, we did. We hit the London high that I wanted to go for. Quite the spectacle. Good morning from Zambia, or afternoon, I should say. What's up, Larry? How are you? Whittington, good morning. Jose, did you just join and send a message in the Discord? What's my win rate? What an introduction. What's up, Shane? How are you doing? What's your height and weight? What's your height and weight? And then what's your monthly income? Can you just tell me that real quick? I'm just messing. Jose, everything's included for joining the Purpose Driven Trader Academy. You have access to everything. Inside of the Academy dashboard, you'll see the login info for the 30-day roadmap. So all of that's there for you. Shane, roughly 55 to 60%, I would say. That's my win rate. Yeah, I'll give you my social. First timer. Jose, I hope you enjoy on the live stream. Good morning, Eric. Okay, so why don't we take a peek at what we got going on here. Let's see, let's go to ES. Let's mark these. We've tagged the daily fair value gap on ES, retraced, have a large wick. Same thing with NQ. Swept the lows, closed green. That's definitely nice to see after sweeping a low. What I decided to do is run a Fibonacci tool from the high, this weekly high right here, all the way to this current low. And we can see our midpoint is right here, and our 70% level is right here. Now, if we're going to continue this consolidation trend, I anticipate that we, at a minimum, reach the 70% retracement level, which means we would run Monday's high. So if we're looking at daily fair value gaps or daily swing highs, I'm going to mark out these daily highs here with these marks because I think those are going to be targeted as points of liquidity today. That's what I would like to see at least. Now, we could just lose ourselves and it could just drop, but if we're not, those are the points I would want to pay attention to. What's up, Trey? What's up, Trader Legend? Celius, good morning. I hope I said that right. Market opens in 7 minutes here. Do you think CRT are profitable in long term? Are you talking about candle range theory? Is that your question? I have a clear answer for that. I think the answer is yes. And that would be a great segue into a new little thing that I'm going to be releasing soon. Because the answer, I think, is a clear yes, and I have evidence with that. We have time. But we'll talk about it later. Remind me, Shane. We'll talk about it later. And if I had to pick a time frame, the time frame is on the 15-minute. The 15-minute CRT. I think it's very legitimate. All right, 4-hour time frame. Here's where we got. So remember I told you that we closed above yesterday, this 4-hour. And I'm like, that's bullish. And I got slapped in the face with this candle right here. That is what I got slapped in the face with. And we ended up running all those levels within that next 4-hour candle. And then through the rest of the day, we went higher, including inversing the 4-hour fair value gap that I said we'd probably run into if we were going to move higher. It just happened to be at 10 p.m. last night. Yeah, I did some more analysis on it, and I'll explain it here in a little bit. Because yesterday I announced or shared with everybody that I was going to be releasing a trading hub, a trading companion that allows you to connect TradingView to your cloud account if you have a cloud account. And I've been able to do some pretty remarkable things in a very short period of time with that connected. And one of those was stress testing that specific plan or that specific model, and it came back out with an A rating. So I decided to put a rating system together for people's models, and it's working great. So we're gonna give this app away for free. It's going to be available for everyone, but the reports that I've built into it, the heavy lifting of creating these reports and visuals, those are going to be only for those inside of the academy. So it's going to be an added benefit for those that are a part of the Purpose Driven Trader Academy, and it's going to be a huge value just to every person out there, because you'll be able to create all of these indicators that people are constantly trying to sell you. You can create those literally in about 10 minutes. 10 minutes, you can have that done. You will never have to pay for an algo service again. There's no reason to. This app is literally going, if it goes viral, it would literally kill that industry, because you don't need it anymore. You can create your own. You can be extremely customized to everything that you want it to do. I'm pumped. I am pumped to be able to give it to everybody. All right, so we got an opening range gap that's going to be right here. That means we could see some retracement. We have the new day opening gap down here as well. And then we have this 4-hour fair value gap that we'll probably run into and tag. Market opens in 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and let's open in prayer right now. Father, we honor you this morning. Thank you for the opportunity we have to trade, to build wealth. And Father, we pray that we would build wealth to advance your kingdom, that your name would be magnified in everything we say and do. Lord, whether it's in a win, whether it's in a loss, Father, may your name be magnified in my expression, in my thoughts, in my actions. And I pray the same for everyone else here. In Jesus' name, and everyone said, amen. Kyle, I didn't see your question. I have an Apex Trader question for you. I purchased the 5-pack 25K account. I have done all that was instructed on tutorials to make a group on TradingView, including, okay. However, each trade I have been making has only been registered to one of the 5 accounts. Is that because I'm executing my trades on TradingView instead of directly to Tradevate? I think so. There's only one way to find out for you, Kyle, is go into Tradevate and make a trade on Tradevate after you've grouped them in. The other thing you need to make sure you do is when you make a trade, because you're grouping 5 together, the smallest contract size you can trade is 5. You have to select 5 on your chart. So if you were to go here, let me just show you here real quick. So all right, so right here, you see that? Right at the top right here, you need this number to be at 5. Because you're grouping 5 together, it needs to be multiples of 5. So that means each contract would be 1 micro. If you go to 10, that means each contract or each account would be 2 micros. Does that make sense? That's how you have to do it. It's in multiples of 5. There's no other way around it. All right, hourly here. Hourly closed on London high. Just left the wick. We swept the high. We also tagged the equilibrium of this entire range that I marked out, top to bottom. And then we have an hourly right here that we're obviously going to be running into here any second. And then if you look lower, everything else has been mitigated except for that large hourly right here. Ooh, could we come back down to that level? That's obvious. Do you see how obvious that level looks? That fair value gap looks? That's obvious to me. Yeah, I think trying on Tradeview will tell you for sure. Am I leaning more bearish towards my narrative? Let's figure that out. What's up, Logan? Hezzy, what's up? I don't offer one-on-one mentorships. Celius. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I apologize. I don't do one-on-one mentorships, but what I do is we have the community, and then any question you put inside the Discord, I answer. I review anybody's homework. We go over if you have questions on how you want to approach the market, we'll go over that. We don't do live calls or anything like that. We do have private live streams. Those private live streams are relatively small, so anybody can literally ask any question they want, and I will spend 30 minutes on it. But it's also for the benefit of the group as well. So the private live streams are every Tuesday and then Thursdays. So today's Thursday, so that means we're going to have an extended live stream here today. And I anticipate that soon Thursdays are going to be completely off YouTube, and they're going to be private live streams as well. Dropping down to the 15-minute to answer your question, Samuel. Let's figure out what our narrative is today. So I think ultimately we're bullish. Hang on a second. I have a little bit of a fire right here. So because we swept this low down here, right here, and how we closed, I have to maintain a bullish narrative. Now, that doesn't mean we can't see a retracement. So I want to go long, but I want to go long from a retracement. That's what I would want. Now, the market could just pump higher and just go, and if it goes, we'll have to reevaluate on how we can participate. But I'm not going to be participating for at least 10 more minutes. There's the 4-hour fair value gap that I anticipated would be tagged. We dropped down into the hourly fair value gap that I thought we'd hit. So now it's moving higher. It maybe already did its retracement. I'm waiting for this candle to close. So if we have a big, large green candle, then I'm waiting for retracement into that, and then we'll look at taking a long. But since we're here, let's identify what our high points of our draws on liquidity could be. We initially thought this 4-hour fair value gap, it's running towards it right away, so it's not an option. We have swing highs here at 8:20 p.m. This is a daily high. This is probably my first point of liquidity, is this daily high right here. that is what I'm probably going to use as my draw and find out an opportunity that I can take to target that level there. Now, it's just part of my process to not trade the first 15 minutes. That means I miss opportunities. That's okay. London was tagged. Midnight Open was not tagged. This Midnight Open was left. Let's bump back up to the 4 hour and let's take a look at what we got. So once the 4 hour is closed through, if it's going to do that in the next 20 minutes, the only thing left is the daily high. That also begs the conversation of, does it want to leave the daily high and make a lower high? That's an option as well. So we have to really consider that. And it might be a reason I pull out early instead of anticipating that it breaks through these levels, right? Ultimately, I think I wanted to see it run to that level there. 70% level there and the daily high there, or just shy of it. Just shy would be maybe sweeping this 4 hour high and leaving that high. So why don't we mark this 4 hour high right there. So we have that level as well. Maybe we just pump right through it. That'd be awesome. That'd be good for my portfolio. Miss opportunities to have less capital by not trading first 15 minutes. I'm not sure I understand, Zion. If you're saying that because we say we don't trade the first 15 minutes, we don't lose any money, then yes, I agree. This wick right here was what's telling me it's bullish. That wick right there and right into the hourly order block right here. So order blocks, we dipped down, tagged it, and exploded higher. So if we go down to the 15 minute, let's see what we got. Yeah, I like that. We even tagged the 15 minute right here. Did we tag that? Let's look. That is a Bissy. Did we tag it? Oh, yes we did, just barely. Do you see that wick? I don't know if I can make those wicks bigger. Do you see that? That wick right there? It tagged it just enough to then take off. Rules are rules. You just follow them. All right, so it looks like the previous day high on ES is about to be tagged. So do you see that previous day high? I want to see if this previous day high is going to coincide with this daily high. That's what I think is probably going to happen. So I want to look for opportunities to see if we can get to this daily high. It might, yeah, we have London high here too that we haven't tagged. So, breaker, we're probably going to pump right here on ES. That's a nice breaker. Yeah, so there's the tag of London high right there. We'll have our first 5-minute fair value gap sitting right here. There's our retracement. I just didn't give it, I didn't have an opportunity to take that trade because I wasn't trading yet. No access. Oh, maybe I need to do something to wake up. I bought these salts. Have you ever seen those YouTube videos where they smell these things and you just like wake up? Yeah, that's what I got. I'm gonna try it. It's probably gonna. Oh. I didn't even have to smell the bottle. I just had to smell the cap. That's the way to wake up right there. Wow. I don't do too much of it. Just every once in a while. I can see how if you do too much of it, for sure. They're so strong. Yeah, I don't even stick my nose in there half the time. I'm just like getting a whiff of it. I really like the way ES is looking. The structure on ES looks phenomenal. Looks perfect for longs. There's another fair value gap tagged. All right, so I have the green light to now take trades. We'll see what we got. I'm not going to get in on any expansion here. That's just foolish. Previous day high is probably going to be hit here shortly on ES. When it does, we'll see if it wants to give a retracement again. Something like to here to then go higher. Let's see what we got as far as higher targets on ES. We haven't, so previous day highs. What about the daily? We probably have another daily high here. Oh, we don't. Wow. That's it. That's it. Then it goes all the way up to here. That seems a little. There's nothing there. We have an hourly fair value gap here that was barely tagged, partially tagged. So it may want to, let's just include that right there. Yeah, I like that. We're going to use that daily high in accordance to potentially this CIVI right there. I mean, I would prefer it to retrace right now and not hit the daily high, and then I would target that daily high. That's what I would want. Before that, we have a 15-minute fair value gap sitting here that's untagged. But that daily high looks the juiciest. Oh yeah, come on. Let's find a way to make it. I really want that. Give me a nice big retracement. If it can do that, we still have 11 minutes on this candle here. That it would still leave a 15-minute fair value gap. Something like this. Dip down into it and then take off. Oh. That would be nice. Alright, we'll watch the 5-minute here. I wish the 5-minute showed up on the other. Oh yeah, there we go. There is no 5-minute on ES. There's only a 15-minute potential, and then we have these levels down here. All right, so we just tapped ES, or the 5-minute. Is there... I'm trying to decide if that's worth the risk. $30 points. Maybe it's not that bad. This would allow it to dip down into here in case I needed to. Then we also have 930 right there. What would that look like? That's not unreasonable. Maybe we wait till here, roughly around 930. Something around there. That still gives us quite the run for higher prices. But I think probably a single micro here inside this 5-minute is appropriate. It seems the most... And if we don't get it, we have an inversion we can take to the upside right here. We swept that, hit the 5-minute, and we have an inversion right here. So if we don't get it, we can take a quick scalp to this high and potential higher. So we got 30 seconds left, and we'll see if it gives it to us. Or if it runs it now, then we don't get any opportunity. It looks like it might hit that high already. Yeah, that's very aggressive here. That stinks. So missed our opportunity on the 5-minute. Didn't give us the opportunity on the inversion. Ah, that sucks. It tells you that it's moving. It's telling you that it wants to move. What I'm willing to do, though, is take off of a retest of this if we don't hit this 15-minute. Definitely less risk to reward. I mean, definitely higher risk for the reward. 66 points still, though. ES has not hit its daily fair value gap either. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, or the daily high. Let's see if it can give me a retracement here. because I don't want to take it after we hit the previous day high. That previous day high level can cause a deeper retracement. Does that make sense? There's the fair value gap tap, just not big enough. It just didn't line up for us. It didn't line up for me the way I would want it to see it to give me the go all in type trade. We could still take a trade. I just don't like how we hit the previous day high right there. That's the thing I'm not liking right now. If we did not hit the previous day high on ES, I'd be taking a long right now. Those look relatively equal highs right there. That looks good. Probably reach for that. Dang it. So this is a breaker right here. Low, high, lower, low. We broke higher. If we can come back down into this fair value gap, which technically we did in this candle right here. But if I can get another test of it, I'll use that as my long. No, I'm not. Unfortunately, I wish I was. Here is my account. Pretty flat. There's the tag of the 15-minute fair value gap. So there's not really an opportunity for a 5-minute retracement on ES. And I would say more than likely not on the 15-minute either. So because of that, we are going to look for a lower time frame opportunity. Which the 2 and 3 minute have already tagged. The 4 minute has not created yet. That would be the only one. And then the 1 minute, which gives us this right there. Or all the way up to there, so to speak. And then on 5 minute, we might have a 5-minute fair value gap here. And the 15 minutes way down here. With the daily high sitting there. I anticipate 2-minute fair value gap sitting here. I don't mind that. Okay, 1 more minute left here, and or 10 seconds, or a few seconds. All right, so there is our 10 o'clock. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a pullback here. The 2 and the 1 minute here would work. It would also be a breaker around the 2 minute right there. What would my risk be? You'd have to put risk down to here. Or close below the fair value gap. $35, that's not unreasonable for 100 points. That's a 3-hour trade. I would take that. So we closed above the 4-hour. So 4-hour has proven bullish. Okay? So the 1 hour has been tagged. There's a small 1 hour fair value gap right there. I need a retrace. I want a retracement down into this area here. Once I get that, I'll take the long. Assuming that we're going to run this daily high. That's the thing. We might not. Daily. Here's the daily. So do we see how we made lower highs on all the dailies? So am I gambling to run that daily high? I mean, we did run this daily high. So, when you run one, many times it aggressively runs multiple. That's kind of my perspective on this. Nothing, Georgette. Nothing has happened other than us missing opportunities. Yeah, what you're calling overlapping is called we're peaking. This is what happens when you start getting a retracement, and then it will aggressively run all of those levels. It also may leave it. But typically when we reverse, I typically like to see some form of massive wick that just signals we're leaving. See how that signals we're leaving right there? There's no signal here that's saying we're leaving. So I want to see the wick down into here and it leave a wick, and that's signaling, hey, we're still going. Does that make sense? Kind of like this wick, but I just wanted it down into here. Don't fall asleep, RMP. Don't fall asleep. And it'll be proven, even if we just run this high right here, that we didn't get the wick. I don't have a peaking signal from price that tells me we're not going higher. I just want it to reach lower before I take the long. And if it's not going to reach lower, I'm not going to just jump in and take the trade. Hello from Istanbul. That's cool. Welcome. The only risk I have on taking the long here is that it wants to reach down to this 15-minute fair value gap. That's the risk. We ran the previous day high. We have this. I like this hourly fair value gap. I like that. I want to see that tagged on ES. We have tagged it once before, but it seems to me just the appropriate spot. See where 50% is? That's what I want to be tagged. Once we get down into here, I'd be happy. I think that's what I want. That'd give us a 100-point move. If we can survive it. Alright, here we go. I'm going to take a long right there. Stop is if we close below this fair value gap. So there's our breaker. It's a breaker entry with a fill of a 2-minute fair value gap and a 1-minute fair value gap. And a 1-minute inversion. Let's see if it holds. Like I said, the risk is this 15-minute. And we might be inversing a 5-minute right here. See this order block, we want it to hold. Nope, it's not giving us it so far. Let's see if we can get a wick right here. This is where we would need to close it if it closes in the next 30 seconds. And absolutely, that is just... It reached that 15-minute fair value gap. Oh, dang it. I feel like I'm going to have to let this play. That's disappointing. We're going to tag, because we're so close to that 15-minute fair value gap, which I outlined as my other level of risk. We got 3 minutes left on this candle. We're going to completely inverse this. All right, so there's the 15-minute tag. I have to see it respond right here, and if it can't, I'm closing it. That hurts. I don't want to see how low this will go. That's the painful part right here. No, I'm not shorting. I was going long. All right, I'm closing it. I'm not going to allow. I'm not going to take any more losses on that. We'll reevaluate for another position. What a drop. Right through my level. I know that I'm right, but I just can't hold through even more. There's my 15-minute tag. Okay, we're not going long anymore. We're going short. We're going to target this hourly. The candles are too aggressive. It's making a clear sign to me. So I have to find an opportunity for that. Don't want to get in too quick. Don't want to rush it. I've already taken a loss, heavy loss. So it needs to be right at the right time. You see how it's being very clear where it wants to go? It's being very clear. So the question is it just to the 15-minute? Or is it all the way down to the hourly, which we have untagged? The 15-minute was tagged. So we're just making a higher low here. Tag of 930. See that right there? I'm going to see if it wants to take that low. Take that 15-minute right now. No, it happened so fast because everything else was manipulative. All right, I'm going to close that right there on that 15-minute and wait for a retracement now. So made $100 back. I might get back in, guys. Oh. At least it told us where it's going. Now, the thing you have to worry about is the whiplash of a large retracement. That's what can happen in these moments. So always getting in on these when you can get a retracement somewhere here is very important. I like this level right here to come back up into here, but I don't know if we're gonna get that. So we tap that fair value gap. I'm gonna see if it wants to go anymore right here. We haven't ran any lows, any Asia lows sitting there. Yeah, it's a little out of my comfort zone, to be honest. I'm gonna wait. I don't like the feeling I'm getting. All right, where would be the logical place here? We have a 5-minute candle that's going to be closing, and we have a 5-minute fair value gap right here. And then we have a 5-minute inversion right above the 930 level. Yeah, nice large. Well, I don't think it was. I think this is reversal. So now we want a retracement to the upside, and we want to look at taking the trade to the downside. I'm not interested in the longs anymore. It was too obvious of a displacement. So now we got to find out where is the peak. Sure, could I be wrong? Yeah, I could be. But 50% is right here. I think it's still gonna go higher here. That'd be my anticipation, probably up to 930 maybe. Okay. Now look at this whipsaw back the other direction. Now, I freaking need it to decide here. This is where I'd want it to decide, is right here. But the last mistake I made was just getting in on the first candle and not waiting for a change in state of delivery or a 1 minute change in state of delivery, and we just kept dropping. So what does that mean? I want to see lower prices, but I'm not going to take it on a spike higher. I'm going to need to see my structure to make a trade to the downside. That's probably what I'm going to have to wait for. Look at that wick, though. On ES, the wick is a 15-minute wick right here. And is back inside the range, as if nothing happened, and that wick is nothing. Remove the wick, and we're still in an uptrend. That's just annoying. If we remove the wick here, we're still in an uptrend. Do we close below the 15-minute? That's going to be a big factor here. All right, so look what it did. So when I said I'm not interested in longs, I said it when price was right here, assuming we were going to continue this candle. since that 15 candle is closed, we've closed inside of the 15-minute fair value gap. It's anybody's game at this point. It intentionally gave back that massive drop and closed inside the range. So, in fact, Whittington might be right that this was another manipulation to the downside. Now, the manipulation may have just been temporary. I still like the idea. It depends where this next candle is. It's 10:30 right now. Let's see what happens around 10:45 and see if there's an opportunity there. I think I'm going to wait 15 minutes towards the 11 a.m. hour to give me some clarity on how we're going to close on that hour. The hourly has completely retraced all of its gains. 28 minutes left. I think we probably are going to now just do this and run all of this here. And then there's our hourly fair value gap that's untagged. But we would really need this hourly to close down here for us to have the conviction that we're going all the way here. And because of how far away this is, we don't need to take the trade right now. We can wait for it to form. We can wait for it to tell us where it wants to go. So, one loss, one win, and then just a quick trade that was irrelevant in my opinion. So I'm sitting roughly about $170 in the red right now. So I'm only going to take one more trade, and it's either going to be a winner or a loser, and I'll wait. Tyler, have you ever traded ES? Yes, I have. And don't get easily stopped in manipulation. I don't think you've been trading it long enough then. But it's slower moving for sure. It's not as quick and fast as NQ. I like NQ like that. Ooh, this could be good for a the lower time frame. I see this pattern all the time. Sweep of liquidity, aggressive, high, failure run low, and then we just continue that trend back higher. I don't know where it's going to go yet. I'd want to see it take this fair value gap. Way to go. Nice job. We didn't inverse a 5-minute yet. Oh, the 5-minute inversion. Yes. I mean, that's exactly where I wanted it to go up to. So if I can get the formation to the downside for a trade, I'll take it. But I'm not getting that formation right now. It's actually looking bullish. What I'd want to see is something like this. High, low, slightly higher high, and then that's where we look at taking our trade right here around 11 o'clock to run lower. We just got to wait. I don't know, Jose. I just went on YouTube and just clicked a random one. $15-minute closed green with that wick. Yeah, it's called manipulation. That's what that is. Way to go, Mike. Congrats. What's up, AMS? How you doing? Yeah, we took a loss, then a win, a big loss, a small win, and then a break even for the most part. So I'm red right now. Are you having issues with your Tradevate program? I noticed several times this week I would get an order filled for only... No, I haven't, AMS. We're going to see where this next 15-minute candle closes. It looks as if this 15-minute fair value gap is going to hold. And if it does hold, that means the bulls are back in charge. People don't like when I lose. It's funny how when you take losses, people leave. Congrats, Kay. Once you pass your eval, you'll get an email from Apex where you can upgrade your account. Yes, I have an affirmation. All right, where is it closing? Guys, we just closed barely below that fair value gap. Okay, that's fine. Well, if it gives me the structure to go short, I'll take it. I just need the structure. Alex, no, but our live streams are smaller, so there is so much time for people to ask questions, and I do allow people to come up on stage to talk, and that's where that's at right now. No, Walter, I was just on a huge winning streak. I was on a huge winning streak. I mean, I haven't hardly taken any losses for the last 2 months. No, I don't use footprint candles. Yeah, I mean, I know I'll bounce back. It's just a matter of, can I be patient enough to wait for the setups that will help me bounce back? Oh, you didn't jink, no winning streak. At some point, it has to stop. The biggest thing is risk management. Making sure that I'm not stretching myself too thin. So there's the 15-minute tag. Let's see how we interact right here. Are we going to give this up and move lower? Or are we going to do this slow grind and then just take off higher? That just doesn't look realistic. There's the breaker. Right there. Honestly, that's not a bad place to take a position to see if it wants to drop there. We'll do our affirmation here shortly. Yeah, I'm watching this right here. I'm gonna try a short right here. The music is Graceful Strums. Oh, you can't see it there. Graceful Strums. All right, we're in this trade. Let's see what happens here. Oh, you're gonna give me one of those? Everything was looking good. Let's see if this holds. $10.55. This is when I'd want to enter anyway. So the idea is off of this breaker right here and the inversion right here. And maybe it was just temporary. Got my stop set at the high. That'll be my last trade. Looks like I'm gonna get stopped out again, guys. And I will be done for the day. That looked good. I really did. That's unfortunate. There we go. All right. Stopped out for another loss. That's unfortunate. That looked really good off of that breaker. Dang it. All right, let's do our affirmation. Let me get that over here. All right, so here's our affirmation for today based on John chapter 8. All right, Jesus lights my path. I do not walk in darkness or confusion. He leads me with clarity, with peace and wisdom. I follow his light and I move forward in faith. John 8:12. I don't care if there's a loss or the feeling of losing. Guys, this will be day 2. This sucks. But our job is to manage our risk. So we're going to do that. And then trust his leadership that he'll direct our steps. We're going to call it here. I'm going to do my private live stream for those inside the academy at 10:30. And so we'll join you guys there, but we're going to end it here. We will be back tomorrow. We will be doing a giveaway tomorrow. We'll be giving away some accounts. We'll get those over to you guys. Excited about that. So be here tomorrow, 9:15. Until then, guys, God bless. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.